In the specific instance of what's gone down with Lumen, and in the general sense that Dexter uses these experiences that humanize him and broaden him as something that makes him a more potent killer. It's like I've crossed that sort of aspect of what it means to be a human off the list. I've challenged myself in that way, and now I'm just pulling the plug, you know? He's reminding the audience and reminding himself that that's his primary focus, his primary reason to be, and everything else is in service of that. It's arguable whether or not that's totally true, but that's the story he's telling himself and has told himself and will continue to tell himself. So I think, you know, just because I got my heart broken doesn't mean I'm not gonna keep serving my dark passenger. I think he's enjoying the fact that he's in control in a way that he hasn't been in a while. Managing all the spinning plates in his world, nothing's crashing down. He's managing to serve his dark passenger effectively. And, but I guess when we meet him, his son is coming to an age where Dexter's coming into an awareness that he's gonna have to take some new responsibility for being that kid's father. That's gonna require him to consider some things that he wouldn't otherwise have to. As you move forward in life, a closeness develops, but they're also in their own worlds in ways that maybe they haven't been, especially with her new job and his continuing commitment to his child. But as Dexter says in the pilot, if he had feelings for anyone, he'd have them for Deb. I think there's a connection there because of she was there at the beginning when he was going out on the weekends with Dad, and she, without consciously knowing, knows. And I think it's simultaneously the most satisfying relationship in terms of Dexter's connection to his humanity, but also the most dangerous one. And the more satisfying it becomes, the more dangerous it becomes. Certainly that's the case with Deb's newfound clout in the police department. So like so many things on the show, it's both. She's simultaneously the sort of brightest light and biggest threat. Dexter's facing some external challenges and people and characters, but I also think he's, as he always has been, facing himself. He's facing the fact that his son is growing into a boy and will eventually grow into an adolescent, and he has a responsibility to his son that goes beyond making sure he's clothed and fed, but creating an atmosphere for him in which he can grow into a normal person, someone who isn't beholden to a dark passenger in the way that Dexter is. And as a result, he comes to realize that a part of that might have to do with cultivating a spiritual sense in the boy. And that inevitably causes Dexter to face some of those issues for himself in a way that he never has. And as things often go on the show, whatever's preoccupying Dexter, he manages to attract in terms of the nature of the fundamental case that everyone's thinking about, those murders being scripturally or spiritually based. What's fun about this issue and what's fun about the character generally is he has a simultaneous sort of dismissiveness and aversion to the whole spiritual thing, but he also has this curiosity and is drawn to it. So both those things are happening at once.